All right, so I've noticed something in the personal development and spiritual development community that needs a disambiguation. It's the path of least resistance and what I call the path of value, the path of values. But the path of least resistance is sometimes used as a good thing, like in the law of attraction. Just take the path of least resistance, do what feels good. And then another way, it's like, why always taking the path of least resistance and like avoiding unpleasantness and like just the easiest course of action? You got to do the hard thing. Just do the hard thing. Like wake up. It's the best thing to do. Is probably the hardest thing to do. If you can do the hardest thing that's possible, that's probably going to give you the most value. So how are we going to differentiate these terms? Well, notice I did with law of attraction versus kind of like a normal people. The normies. What do they call them in Harry Potter? Oh, this is going to kill me. I'm not really a magician. But if you know the answer, comment below. So you got the path of least resistance, and that's like this breath and this smile. And you like just float down the stream. What is the easiest thing I can do? And you gain momentum. You're like, oh, this feels good. And I feel good. And I feel better because I feel good. And now life is just going to work out for me just a little bit more because I attract this beautiful energy and people want to be in my life. They're like, I like that guy. He's got a good attitude. He's, pretty happy or at least not terribly difficult to deal with. So that'll help. But this is what you got to do to incorporate both. You sit and you think, or you stand and you think about what is the hardest thing I could possibly do, the most challenging, the most difficult, the most worthwhile. Is it this? Is it that? How do those things compare? You ask yourself the deeper questions. What's the most valuable thing I could do for myself, my family, humanity? And you find the hardest thing to do, the most worthwhile thing to do. And then you make it the easiest thing to do just by asking yourself, how could I make this easier? So I didn't want to do this video. I had this like thought in my head like, oh man, I don't want to shoot a video on this. I'm feeling lazy, but I know that this differentiation is important and this information is important. Somebody could use it when people are like, the law of attraction and the path of least resistance. And then like some other people are like, don't take the path of least resistance. How you can just navigate these two frameworks in your head now and know what to do. Because that'll give you the upper hand. So add spaciousness to the challenge first. This meta level perspective, like what is going on? Okay, here's a challenge. Why do I want to do the challenge? Is it worthwhile? Why is it worthwhile? Oh, because of this and this, and that would be better for me. Okay. Why am I not doing it? Well, because I'm kind of lazy. I take the path of least resistance. Can I take the path of least resistance and do the challenge? Now ask yourself if you could do both because you might not be able to. It might be just for you. Nah, man, I'm about to just grind it out. Stay hard, Yes, sir. Let's go. I can't handle the challenges and it's too hard. Life's too hard. If you're like that, then you might want to do, well, what is the easiest thing I can do? And what makes me feel good? Let me just do what makes me feel good. And that's a good way to go through life. Obviously, just doing what makes you feel good. It's probably not the best way. So you got to think, how do I balance and incorporate what makes me feel good? And that's what's good for me, society, humanity, planet Earth, whatever you want to assign. Have a balance, self and other. What's good for the self typically is good for the other, and vice versa. You can find a win-win. And that's what's worthwhile. Think about the win-win. How can I help myself while helping others? balance selflessness and selfishness. Feel good. Okay, what makes me feel good? Okay, I'm going to do some of that. And I might have to get momentum. You know, I don't really want to go on a run, but I know that I'll feel better because there's endorphins, and then I'll be like a sense of accomplishment. And then after that, I'll do that thing that I don't want to do, which I'm tricking myself into wanting to do, or at least wanting to do a little bit more if I didn't otherwise do this momentum practice, these mindfulness techniques, this physical exercise, and everything starts building up and snowballing. And if you start going down this path of least resistance in the positive law of attraction way, and then at the same time, you're very mindful, you're very multi-perspectival. Okay, I'm not stuck in a frame. I can get out of these frames. I can think about this and that and how this system will affect this system. So I don't want to just do the path of least resistance just to do it. I want to do it with a goal in mind, with an assigned value, with an understanding, with a peacefulness, with a clarity that I did not have before. And so know how your mind works, know how your body works. Work yourself up, right? Know that, okay, if I start rambling on a video and like recording myself, that'll hype me up. And then I'll do that thing I really don't want to do. And then that turns into the thing that I really do want to do because I'm going to feel good after it. And I'm going to get the value from it. So stay mindful, stay peaceful, stay hard, actualizable. Make your goals actionable and actualize the potential. And make up words like actualizable on the way and have fun with it. Peace.